I was looking at how crabs and lobsters, right? They get boiled alive. And I was like, that's fucked up, right? So I was like, do crabs and lobsters feel pain? And I think it's believed that they do. Now, lobsters don't. I think that I'm not sure if they don't, but I'm just saying I think there's needs to be more research into if they do or they don't. But I was looking into it because I was like, that's fucked up, right? And I seen a video of this guy who was getting lobsters and was throwing them in the pot and boiling them alive, right? And while he was doing it, he was seasoning the motherfuckers. And I thought that was pretty funny because it was just like there's no emotion attached with it, but it's just the way it is, huh? It's like hunting. It is what it is. But I was like, you could eat a crab, kill it, and then eat it, right? And it would be fine. I don't know what benefits are they if you boil them alive. They taste better, but you can't do that with lobster because lobster gets a lot of bacteria very quickly in hours or probably 30 minutes. It gets a fuck ton of bacteria. Lobsters have to be killed by boiling, I think, or by boiling. There's sometimes where they split them in half and then they throw them in there, but the majority of the time, I think they boil them because
crabs.
I think it's lobsters.
Oh, okay.
I think it's lobsters because lobsters they carry so much fucking bacteria if you kill them. That's why, have you ever heard like these restaurants who keep lobsters in a tank and one of them dies? It's so fucking bad because the bacteria from that way is contaminating everything. Yeah. So
they got to kill everyone. They or get rid of all that.
Yeah, I don't know if they got to get rid of I don't know how that works, but I was just like, I didn't know that. You have to do it that way because it
would be the safest thing.
Yeah, you could actually die from it. I think if you eat a lobster who's been sitting out, who's been dead for a while. So I was like, I didn't know that. That makes more sense with lobsters. With crabs, you can kill them first. And
so then what about leftover lobster?
I don't think you can. I think maybe when it's cooked, it's different.
Oh,
I think maybe it's different. I'm not sure, but all I know is that when you kill a lobster, the counter ticks, it starts, and it just gets bad. I think the flavor probably is horrible too. And I remember when you told me you tried lobster and you didn't like it, and I'm like, maybe you just had a bad lobster though.
I went to Red Lobster, right? We went to Red Lobster. This was like years ago. This was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And we because before the pandemic, everybody in the shop would go to lunch together. Be like 4 or 5 of us, and we go out to eat a lot. And one day, people were like, "Oh, let's go to Red Lobster," and I'm like, "Damn, shit's gonna be expensive, right?" But because I'd never been there before, and I've never had any type of I've had seafood before, but I've never had lobster. I've never been to a Red Lobster before, and just because of the name, I'm like, "Oh, shit, gonna be fire," and it was trash. So I ordered like, I don't know, like $80 worth of shit. Just me. Everybody was like, "What? Why are you ordering so much shit?" And I'm like, whenever I go anywhere, I like to order a bunch of shit that I think might be good, because especially if I've never been there, because I want to know what's good. And I ordered lobster. I ordered some type of crab, some shrimp shit, a bunch of appetizers and shit just to see. And
it wasn't good.
The lobster was not good. It wasn't like, I see these videos of people dipping it in that butter
and shit,
and then they eat it, and it's not.
But I think it's just probably bad lobster from that place, because I hear a lot of people love lobster, and lobster looks hella good. Lobster and crab looks hella good, and I've always wanted to eat crab and lobster because I tried lobster, but that was your leftovers, so probably that shit was garbage by then, and it was tough. But I don't remember it being super nasty.
It wasn't good. It wasn't.
And I tried crabs, but the only crabs that I tried were the Walmart ones. The snow crab, I think it was called, the small ones. And then I don't know how to prepare that shit, so it wasn't amazing, right? But I'm like, it has to be good. It has to be good. It just seems like it has to be good, and I want to try it.
You see these people breaking the claws, huh?
Yeah, especially from these places where it's on their bag, huh? Like the people who have mukbangs and shit. And they be eating that shit with the sauce, and it's spicy, and they have corn, and that shit looks hella good.
Yeah.
But this is the video that I saw, which I thought was pretty funny. It's kind of fucked up, but I thought it was pretty funny because how he was seasoning a live crab. We'll watch this, and then that would be it for today.
He's just getting the pots ready.
Can you hear anything? Oh, there he goes.
Oh, 3 of them at a time.
Yeah, and you can see like there's not enough water in there, right? And you can see.
Matt's cooking them up.
Yeah.
This is where I was like, this is kind of fucked up, right? To boil them alive.
Yeah, I don't know. It sucks for those crabs.
Yeah, it sucks, but it's just the food chain. Huh? And I bet they're good. Huh.
He's just throwing a shit.
Look at that. He's just throwing the seasoning on there like a balls.
More?
Damn, he's loading that. I didn't even watch the full video.
Damn.
I just seasoned him. Look at it. Look at that. That's gonna be him, huh? That's gonna be him in an alternate.
It sucks because like if this is like if you could kill, like let's say if you can kill the crab and you can eat it and it would just be less tasty, people wouldn't give a fuck. And at least me one time too, I would have to do it for the taste to get maximum flavor.
Yeah,
I'd have to do it like that.
It just seems though like there's not enough water in there.
They're in there. All right.
So it's almost like they're being steamed. But there it is. But it just seems like this is what made me think when I saw this video. I came across this video. I think it was like on TikTok or something, and it made me think like, damn, like that's kind of fucked up for the crab. But
it's fucked up. It's fucked up. But then you look at the same shit goes on with the chickens and the cows and all that other shit. So,
but they're not boiled alive.
But it's like the as far as like treatment, it's not good treatment either. They're not boiled alive, but like it just seems pretty brutal when those machines that they come and they slit the cow's freaking throat, or they have that nail gun.
Yeah,
it just seems brutal, but it's like, hey, I like carne, so.
Yeah, I know. It just is what it is. It sucks.
Those chicken wings be hitting though.
They do be hitting. They're good as hell, and it just sucks because that's such a tasty bird, huh? And when you look at like, have you ever seen Super Size Me 2? I think it was called.
Nah, I'm not sure.
Well, you know how the first one was about like McDonald's. Well, the second one was about him exposing like how they raise chickens and how they treat chickens, and how what you see in the market, like free range and all this stuff, what that stuff really means, right? Steroid free, all these stuff that you pay more, but it's not really, you're not really getting that. A lot of times when they called free range, it's literally just like a little space, probably like the size of this table, probably less, because they just have to follow the rules where they can go outside and inside as they choose. But even if it's just a little piece, let's just imagine a piece of this table, right? The size of this table, if they're just allowed to roam through here and have the choice to go in and out, that's considered free range. And because it's free range, I feel like a lot of people pay more at the grocery store. So you realize like all these chickens and what they go through, right? They grow, I think, in like weeks. And they don't use steroids. It's illegal to use steroids. So when they say steroid free, it makes you believe that other chicken is using steroids, but it's illegal to use steroids on chicken. And when you look at how fast they grow, I think they just said it was because of how I think like, what do they call that? Like evolution and shit, because of how they were doing and how they get fed and stuff like that. They get so fat so quickly that they die from heart attacks. So a lot of time when they go into the barn, there's chickens dead on the floor. And it's just like crazy because that's their whole life. They put them in a barn, they raise them for 2 or 3 weeks, boom, pack them up, send them out. And then again and again and again and again. And not only that is it fucked up for the chickens, right? But it was a whole like documentary on how like big corporations and people like Tyson, right? Everybody knows Tyson, the chicken company, whatever, how they treat the farmers. And a lot of farmers say that they're struggling. They're struggling and the requirements that they have and how they treat the farmers to the point where they give them less money for their chickens and shit like that. And it's a whole thing going on about that shit that I didn't know about. And it's just crazy. So the dude he made his own restaurant, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like where he was just being truthful about everything. He's like, he put the free range in the line, like when you get in line to get food, the size of the line was about the same size as a free range thing. So he put a lot of like information about how it goes down. He said that they would put like grill marks on the chicken. They would paint the grill marks to make it believe that it's healthy, but it was fried. But they would tell you, like it's fried, all this. But it's just like as a way of to show people like don't give a fuck.
Oh, and like it like don't believe everything you see type shit.
Yeah, like it was just informing people about like what's really going on. And he had a restaurant. I think it shut down. But it looked good. That shit looked good. And people were telling him like, you don't care that this is the only like free range thing or something like that. And people, I think they didn't give a shit. But that's just how it is. And chicken's so good. Everything's food so good, huh? The thing that I think like that is bad is pork.
It's nasty. Well, I mean, it's not
nasty.
It's not
because if it's made right, when the barbecue people make it, shit's good. But it's just like when you look at a pig though, right?
Don't look appetizing.
Yeah, it don't look appetizing. And then
only
when you
in the
look
movies.
and then they eat everything, right? They just eat they'll eat a human if you throw them in there. They'll eat anything. It's just, and it's crazy how it just doesn't seem healthy when you see these videos of trailers backing up of all this shit that they blended up, old expired bread and all this shit, and they blend it with the plastic and everything, and then they feed it to the fucking pig, and then we kill the pig, and then we consume that pig. And a lot of people say there was a dude who lived, I think, to like I think he's still alive, I don't know, 1 something years old, and he said stay away from pork. He said it's all bad for you.
And they say that there's no way of getting contaminated with that plastic. Seems like every human, people who drink anything that's bottled, huh?
I forgot they said, I don't know if it's true, but something across the line of like that we consume a credit card size of plastic every week. Now don't quote me on that, but that's something that I heard.
Just because of how much plastic is.
Yeah, that we get plastic and
everything, and straws, cups, all that shit.
It's pretty crazy. And plastic is hella bad for you. So it's just crazy. I don't know. There's a lot of fuck shit going on. But those chicken sandwiches are juicy.
That shits are good.
And I feel like a lot of people, vegans, want us to go away from meat eating, but I just think a lot of people ain't gonna do it.
No, it's not. I don't think you can. It tastes too good.
Yeah, it tastes too good. And not only that, you have to really be knowledgeable about how to maintain your diet when you're vegetarian. But people would just say you're making excuses.
And then people say there's also too, who, like, as far as like people who say they're full vegan or vegetarian or whatever, right? They don't eat any animal products, whatever the fuck. But there's also like some of the plants and soybeans and stuff that they eat, and then farmers use a lot of chemicals to kill a shit ton of other animals.
Or how they kill hella bees and stuff.
Yeah, so it's
when
like
they get avocados and stuff.
Yeah, there's no way of killing any. As far as if you're consuming anything,
you're killing something.
You're gonna have to kill something, and it sucks, but that's life. Animals exist, especially like some animals exist to keep other animals alive, and we're one of those animals. Chickens, all those cows, anything, bees, anything, doesn't matter if they produce something we like and we're gonna eat it.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll be reincarnated as a chicken to feel what they feel.
Are we over quick though? 2 weeks.
It seems quick based off of our lifetime, but the chickens, that's like, you're 2 weeks old, motherfucker. You about to die. But it's like, but because we live so long and what people consider short, right? Because people, I heard a thing too, like people say you only live once. And the person, I forgot where it came from, was like, that's not true. You live every day. You only die once. And I'm like, because it's true. You get a lot of life, huh? Well, hopefully. And you only die one time. And usually death is not prolonged. Some people it is who meet an unfortunate fate, but majority is die like within 10 minutes, and that's a stretch.
You think so?
I think so. I may be wrong. And like, well, a lot of people who have diseases who die by like cancer and stuff, obviously they die by a long time. But it's like, and I guess it can be considered suffering. But I think, don't you think the majority of people die like short
Faster.
deaths? Yeah, like 10 minutes max. It seems like 10 minutes is a long time.
I guess it
Because
depends
even
on
if you're
what
burned
happens.
alive, you'll die within, I think, 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
And if you drown, it'd probably be a few minutes. And the car accident, depending how
Then
bad
you're
it is.
instantly.
I guess you would think it would be faster. I think you would think so, but I don't want to die anytime soon. There's too much shit. There's too much shit that I haven't done yet. Too much food I
Well,
haven't
nobody
even
wants
ate.
to die.
I know, but it's just not up to us.
Yeah, it's not up to us. And who knows what's after this? Maybe chicken sandwiches ain't shit to what's in the afterlife. What about if something is so good? Like, you know how here on Earth, like, only certain shit tastes good? What about if in the afterlife, everything tastes amazing?
And everybody's fat.
No, you can't get fat. There's no diseases. There's nothing. You can eat as much as you want.
You get tired of it.
Based off us, no. You're basing it off human shit. Afterlife would mean something else.
You might not even want to eat in the afterlife. You might not even need it.
You might not need it, but you might. Yeah, you might. It might not be like.
It might not even be a thing.
Oh, well, the afterlife
You get
is
the
crazy.
energy. You get the energy from wherever, and you're not even a human anymore. You're on some other shit.
Maybe. I don't know.